Okay. Very few students are there in the class today. So today we will be practicing certain questions in if. Okay, all the variants of if. Now you know there are four variants of if. One is your simple if, one is your if else, one is the cascading if else ladder, and the other one is, and the last one is nested if. That is if within if. So four different various variants of if condition are there. Depending upon the question which you get, you have to first figure out the logic of the program by drawing a flowchart, by drawing a decision tree. Today I will tell you what is a decision tree. Okay, decision tree will help you a lot. For every program that we discuss today, we will create a decision tree and we will create a flowchart also. Okay, so first we will create a decision tree and then we will create a flowchart. So this will help you to figure out the logic of the program. And one more thing, students, every now next week onwards, every Tuesday, Thursday, and every Tuesday and Thursday, I'm going to start with an extra class in programming, only for programming in computer science. From that would be after your online classes, that is from 11 a.m. Okay. So it would be from it, timings are not fixed. Like what would be the duration of that? It could be half an hour also, it could be 45 minutes also, and sometimes it could even stretch to 1 hour. That's but I'll try to keep it short. But the timing start time will be 11 a.m. every Tuesday, Thursday, and every Tuesday and Thursday. So I'm just giving it to you through the chat. Every Tuesday and Thursday. There will be, and I will also post this in the group, there will be an extra class, extra programming session from 11 a.m. Duration can vary between 30 minutes to 45 minutes. Okay, please take a note of this. Look into your chat box, everyone. All those who have problems in programming, it is exclusively for them, because I am going to teach the very basics of programming. Okay, we will start with simple sequential programming, what we had done before the half yearly exam. So all those who have problems with programming, they will be joining every Tuesday and Thursday 11 a.m. Okay, and the duration will vary between 30 minutes to 45 minutes, not more than that. Okay. So you can join during that time, and before that, please make sure that you watch all the online and offline lectures, right? If you are not aware with the concepts, I will not be stressing more on the concepts, because already recorded sessions are there for that, offline lectures are there for that. So please do watch the offline lectures at your own pace, because this session will be exclusively meant for programming only. Okay, not any other thing. So just I would like to uh, figure out. Yes, Arpit Sharma, are you there? Arpit Sharma. Arpit Sharma, are you there? Can you just unmute your mic? Arpit Sharma. I can't hear you. Even if you are trying to speak, I can't hear you. You need to unmute your mic. Okay, That means I'll have to okay, we'll start with today's class. So I've already shared my screen. Just a second, I'll open. Okay, so today we are going to see some programs. Before that, I would like to give you one analogy. A very nice image I found here. Just take a look at this image. It is about a bus carrying students to school. So you can see that these yellow markers, they are the bus stops where the bus will stop and eventually it will follow this route and reach the school. Now here the bus has no alternative route to follow. There is only one route and the bus has to follow this one route to reach the school, right? So now this type of a programming, so what is it? The program, if I write a program for this, it would be drive the bus up to the nearest bus stop to bus stop 1, stop there, pick a student, then again start moving, stop at the next bus stop, and then again pick up a student and start moving, and continue doing so till you reach the school. So this is an example of sequential programming which we were doing before learning about if statement. Got it? But now that we are doing if statement, it means when you are standing at a crossroad or you are standing in front of a path which is diverging into two different paths. So there you have to take a decision. Okay. Decision based on, you can just take out your Google Maps or navigator on your phone, and there you can check that okay, this path is meandering and it goes through a very deserted place and it's very deserted, so I should avoid this path, rather I should take the busy path. Okay, so this is how you take decisions. So we are currently working on decision making statements, also known as selection statements. So now whichever program I give to you, you have to tell me first of all which if condition will you use here, which if construct will you use in this program, right? So let's start with the very first program now. I'm giving you a very simple program over here, okay? Write a program in Python to accept two numbers and print their positive difference. Now, what do you understand by positive difference? If I have two numbers, num1 and num2, okay. So what do you understand by positive difference? You know that if num1, sorry, if num1 is greater than num2, and you write num2 minus num1, then the answer would be what? It will be negative. That is, if I have 5 here and if I have 7 here, I write 5 minus 7. It will give me minus 2. So this is not a positive difference. So I want that if this is the case, then it should perform the operation in this way. 7 minus 5 equals 2, which gives me a positive difference. And if I have num1 like this should give me a positive difference. So in either case, whether num1 is greater or num2 is greater, I should get a positive difference. Is this clear to everyone? Is this clear? करना क्या है इस question में? The first step which you should do for programming is you have to first figure out whether what is asked in the question. First step has to be what is asked in the question. Okay, what you have to do. Second thing is, first figure out what are the inputs. Like if you get a math problem, what you do, you try to first figure out what is asked in the question. Second, you note down all the given items, okay, given values, and then you figure out what to calculate. Then the formula which you will be using, formula or logic or condition which you require, right? And finally the print, that is your output which will be generated. These are a few things which you need to keep in mind. Okay, so first figure out what is asked in the question. When you get a question, don't just blindly start solving it. First step should always be to figure out what is asked. Second step should be what are the inputs given. Third, what you have to calculate or what is asked, what you have to do. Is there anything to be calculated, or is there any decision making that has to be done, or any repetition or iteration has to be done? Okay, what formula you will use? If not formula, what logic you will use, what condition you will use, okay, and what will be the output which will be generated in the end. Okay, these are the things which you have to figure out. So in this, what is asked? Print positive difference. Fine. What are the inputs? Accept two numbers. So there are two numbers which are to be accepted. So you can easily say, okay, let me take one as num1 and let me take the second one as num2. I can also take AB, I can also take XY. Okay, so that is what you are fixing the identifiers which you have to take. Now print their positive difference. It is quite possible that the user enters greater number for num1 or he enters a greater number for num2. So my program has to be ready for both. So now what am I going to do? I have to take a decision over here. Okay. So I will start with creating a flowchart because you people already know how to create a flowchart. Okay. So I'm moving towards a vacant area here. Now you people tell me what input has to be taken here. Everybody draw a flowchart in your copies which are in front of you. Those who can tell me orally, please tell me orally. Okay, I'm giving you all 2 minutes to draw a flowchart in your copy and take a pic or a screenshot if you are drawing it on the computer and post it through the chat here. I'm stopping the screen share and rather I'll be sharing the question with you. Not the program. पहले से ही program मत दो ध्रुव चौधरी. Your program is correct, but I want a flow chart, dear. We are going to exclusively work on the flow chart and decision tree today. Your program is correct, no doubt. I want everybody to give me the answer. There are total of 21 participants today, so I want 21 answers. Yes, Orjit. Yes, Orijit. I can't hear you. Unmute your mic first.
Hello. Morning.
Good morning, dear. What is it? You wanted to ask something?
No, ma'am.
Okay, you raised your hand. That's why I
Oh,
asked.
ma'am, actually, my computer is hanging today a lot, so anything is happening automatically.
Okay, doesn't matter. You draw the flow chart, okay, and send it here quickly.
Yes.
Okay, enough time I have given you. Please look here, everyone. Start, okay. So the first thing is to accept two numbers. So you will write here, read X and Y. So I'm taking simple variable names. Read two numbers, that is read X and Y. Fine. Next, what you have to do, you have to first check whether X, there are two alternatives. Either X will be greater than Y or Y will be greater than X. So first you will check, is X greater than Y? भाई या तो yes होगा या no होगा. Okay. So if it is yes, then what you are going to do, you are going to first calculate the difference, which is equal to X minus Y. And if no, then you will calculate the difference as Y minus X, because if X is not greater than Y, then it is implied that Y is greater than X. Okay. If both are equal, obviously we will, if suppose here X is equal to Y, then this condition will be wrong. X is not greater than Y, it is equal to Y. Still it will fit the else part. Okay. Else part will be true for X equal to Y also and X less than Y also, right? So in that case, answer will be what? 0. So now you have calculated the difference. What you have to do? Simply print it. So you will simply print difference. Understood? And end the program. That is stop. And after this, printing this difference also, you have to print the difference. After calculating either whether you calculate this one or this one, you have to print that. Okay. So आप ऐसे कर सकते हो. Or those who have thought about creating an output box here, that is also correct. Output box here, that is simply print X minus Y, and an output box here, simply print Y minus X, and both of them leading to stop. That is also correct, those who have done that. This is your flowchart. And now let's create a decision tree for this. So decision tree will only start from the decision box. तो आप सिर्फ डिसीजन लोगे x greater than y. If it is yes, there will be two alternatives, yes or no. If it is yes, difference equals x minus y. If it is no, difference equals y minus x. That's all in a decision tree. This is a decision tree. Please note it down. And this is a flow chart. Difference between the two, flowchart contains the entire thing right from beginning, starting the program, taking inputs, applying formula, checking conditions, printing output, and termination. Whereas decision tree only handles that part which takes the decision and its corresponding action. Okay, so that is a decision tree. Now I think now once you do this, programming becomes a whole lot easier because logic तो आपने बना ही लिया है. अब आपको क्या करना है, सिर्फ प्रोग्रामिंग के फॉर्मेट में लिखना है उसको, राइट? So for that, simply you can open a new file and you can save it. So I'm going to save it in that usual location with the name positive difference. I've used camel case over here. Okay. So now I'm just going to reduce this size a little bit so that I can, this is how I can divide my screen. Okay. And I can also reduce its magnification. So now both things are in front of me, right? Now, first thing is to read X and Y. So you will first write, you can take eval, you can take float, you can take int. It's up to you, right? Enter the first number. यही चीज हमको नीचे भी चाहिए, तो simply to save time, you can copy this and paste it. Enter the second number. Fine. And if X is greater than Y, print, or I'll go with this flow chart, diff equals X minus Y, else equals Y minus X, and print the positive difference is diff. That's all. Run the program and check the answer. If I have 56 here and I have 87 here, positive difference is 31. And if whenever you are testing a program, this is known as running the program, means testing a program. Okay, so whenever you are testing a program, you have to take all the possible combinations of inputs. Is it clear? So first I have checked it for when y x less than y, and second I have checked it for x greater than y. So I hope you understood this one. Now I'm going to give you another question. Okay, so I'm going to give you another question now. I'll write here like this, greater than 90, because that using figuring out the relational operators, you will be doing it yourself. Okay. Please note it down in your copy, students. Okay, I'm just 60. Yes, everybody look at this question very carefully. Write a program to accept the marks of a student in 5 subjects. Each subject max marks are 100 and calculate grand total and percentage. So this part till here you have sequential programming. Till here you have sequential, simple sequential programming. Also deduce the grade using the following criteria, that is percentage range is given to you and its grade, that is if the percentage is greater than or equal to 90 and less than 100 or less than equal to 100, that is what A plus. Okay, greater than equal to 80 but less than 90, that is A, and so on. It is given to you till the last one, that is less than 40, it will be fail. Whatever marks less than 40, that will be F for fail. So this is a criteria which will be already given to you in the question, right? What you have to do is, for this part you have to simply apply the formula for calculating grand total and percentage, and for deducing the grade you have to use some variant of if structure. Can you think and tell me which if structure would be most suitable for this program? Which if construct will be most suitable for this program?
If elif.
If elif else ladder, or you can say cascading if else ladder. Okay, so that would be the most suitable in this case. Now what you have to do is you have to proceed with creating its flowchart. Okay, so its flowchart is going to be quite big. So first of all, I'm going to give you this question. Just note it down. Okay, everybody check your chat box, and I have given you the question so that the question stays with you always, because I need this part of the screen for drawing the flowchart. Okay, now I'm starting with the start. Okay, next is, can anyone tell me which box quickly? Tell me quickly which box will be drawn next.
Input box.
Input box.
Input box. Why? Because we have to take input in the form of what? Input क्या होगा program के लिए? What I told you, first check what you need. पहले तो what is asked in the question? Number 1, calculate grand total. Number 2, calculate percentage. Number 3, deduce the grade. This is asked in the question. Okay. What is given? Given means what will be, what input you will take from the user? Accept marks in 5 subjects, where max marks in each subject are equal to 100. समझ आया? So this is your input. Okay. How will you calculate grand total? You will apply some formula. How will you calculate percentage? You will apply some formula, and straight away you are going to calculate that. Okay. So simple sequential programming there. From here, for deducing the grade, you have to do some decision making. Okay. So here, read 5 subject marks. And I will also mention the variables which will be needed here. Let me take it as X, or I'll take it as A, B, C, D, and E for purposes of simplicity. Okay. So I have done this. Next is which box will I use now? Quickly, you read the question and tell me next which box will be used. You can also send me your answers through chat. Which box and what, and for calculating what? Hurry up, students. This is not a rocket science question. Very easy. Exactly. Very good, Dhruv Chaudhary. It is the process box which we will be creating, which we will be drawing for calculating percentage and grand total. So first it will be grand total, because using that grand total I can create percentage. So grand total will be sum of all the marks. Okay. And percentage I am taking PER, which will be grand total. Now, because all the subject marks, if I total it, it will be 500. Hence, instead of writing divided by 500 into 100, I can simply write divided by 5. So this is simple sequential programming, and I can also simply just display these values. Print grand total. And percentage. Okay, print both of them. Now next, we have to start from here. Okay, taking decisions. So I will draw a decision box here. Now the first thing is, the first criteria is, let's check it over here. Okay, what is it? Percentage greater than or equal to 90. Okay, greater than or equal to 90. Now because you are already calculating the percentage, it is understood that it will never exceed 100. So you can simply write it like this. PER greater than equal to 90. If it is yes, then we would be doing something, and what that would be. So this time what I'm doing is, instead of taking yes over here, I'm taking yes over here, right? And I'm going to write here grade A, or print grade A. Print grade A, A plus, right? So that is my output there. And if it is no, then I will be checking the other condition. What is my other condition? Greater than equal to 80 but less than 90. Now tell me something. अगर कोई चीज greater than equal to 90 नहीं है, तो obviously वो less than 90 है. Got it? If something is not, if a number is not greater than or equal to 90, then it is understood that it is less than 90. So you don't have to write it like this. Greater than equal to 80 and less than 90, ये लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है. Although this is not wrong, it is correct, but it is not required. Okay, क्योंकि already वो चीज false होकर ही यहाँ पे आई है. ठीक है? And hence it is understood that it will be greater, it will be less than 90, but lower limit we have to consider. Okay, so I will be writing the next condition like this: PER greater than equal to 80. If it is yes, then print what? Grade, the grade for greater than 80 was A. Okay. If it is no, again check the next condition. Now, what was the next condition? It was greater than equal to 70 but less than 80. What I want is, I already gave you this structure. यहाँ तक मैंने बना दिया है. Now, can you just complete this flowchart, students? I have already done it till here. Now it's your task to complete this flowchart in your copy. I'm reducing the magnification so that you get the entire view. Take 5 minutes and draw this flowchart in your copy and send me the answer. Okay. So I'm keeping it open like this, and I'm going to start a timer. So I am giving you all 5 minutes and start. So here you also have the, yes, now it should be easy for you. Yes, come on, hurry up. Less than 2 minutes left. Complete fast and start sending me your answers. Yes, less than 1 minute. Yes, time up. Okay. So many of you, two people send me the program itself. So no doubt your program is correct, but I wanted a flowchart. Okay, okay, no problem. I will continue this over here. Okay. So just look here, everyone. So we had come till here. Question is there with everybody, right? So I'm just going to draw it quickly. If percentage is greater than equal to 70, now it is understood that if this condition is false, it is understood that percentage is less than 80. Okay. So if it is yes, you will print grade as B plus, right? And for no, again, you will draw another decision box. Percentage greater than equal to, I think it was 60. So quickly I will write it. If it is yes, print grade as B. If no, then I had directly taken percentage greater than equal to 40. If it is yes, print C, grade is C. And if it is no, obviously it means the last resort now, that is percentage will be less than 40. You don't need to check any condition for that, because if this condition is false, it implies that percentage is less than 40. Greater than equal to nahi hoga to less than hoga. Okay, and simply you will print failed or print grade F or print failed. It's up to you. Okay, if you don't want to hurt the sentiments of the child, then you can simply write grade F and stop. And now whatever be the outcome of the grade, just go on joining these lines. इसको इसके साथ join कर दो, इसको इसके साथ join कर दो. Right? And now just take a glance at this flowchart. A huge flowchart. So flowchart can vary, its size can vary depending upon the type of program which you are doing. Okay, because you can see a kind of a step ladder over here. So this forms an if else cascading ladder. Okay, so this is a cascading if else ladder which is formed, and it is very useful and the most frequently used form of if statement, right? So this is how you can easily, now you can easily create, you can write the program for calculating percentage and grade. So that I leave as an exercise for you. Some of you have already shown me. Everybody, I'm now going to show the answers of two students here in the class. So this is a program, this is by Vedant Tomar, and he has used the PyDroid application for doing this. So you can just see A, B, C, D, E. So he has taken 5 subjects. You can also take subject names like English, ENG, Hindi, math, science, social. You can also take names of subjects there. Okay. And enter the marks in English, enter the marks in Hindi. You can do it that way also, right? So grand total, he has nicely taken the name for grand total, and percentage also he has used camel case, although camel case was not required in this, but good that you kept that in mind and you used it. Very good. And he printed both of them, and then he applied the cascading if elif else ladder over here. So very good. So you can see this, all those who didn't do it, you can see this answer here. And another one by by Shlok. So he has also taken, see, now he has also followed the rules of proper follow the rules of naming identifiers properly. Sub 1 for subject, you could have taken math, PHY here, C chem over here. Okay, you could have done that also. That would have also been correct. Okay, so he has done this. I'll just take a moment to just complete this. 1 second. Yes, and then here instead of taking sub, you could have taken grand total. That would go with the theme. Percentage equals sub divided by 5. Yes, syntactically your program is absolutely correct, but you could have used some good programming practice to name sub as grand total. Okay, or total or grand max, whichever you want, right? And here also he has used cascading if elif else ladder, but this was not required. Instead of this elif, you could have simply used else, because if percentage is not greater than equal to 40, it is implied that it is less than 40. Okay, so thank you everyone. Very good. Dhruv Chaudhary. Okay, he made the changes also. Very good, Dhruv. This is how I want a prompt response from students. Okay, so now please remember, again I am repeating, check your chat box today. There is a message which I had forwarded. Every Tuesday and Thursday there will be an extra programming session from 11 a.m. Duration can vary between 30 minutes to 45 minutes. All those who are facing problems with programming, they will join it. All those who are already doing the programming very well, you need not join this session. It is only for those who are slow learners. Okay, so please do join the meeting and avail some benefit from it. Okay, so thank you everybody. I end the session here itself. Today